So today I'd like to start a conversation and maybe get some of your advice while we're at it. Yesterday I was on icebluebanana.com and reading an article or a blog post about time management and how you can put your day into a bunch of tasks and get through them. And our conversation over there was really interesting because we all realized that a day is really dynamic and it can change. And so what I'd like to kind of know from you, and maybe you can help me out, is how do you actually decide what the heck you're going to do in a day when, especially if you're starting out a business or growing your business, there's no real track or guaranteed path to success. You're just trying stuff, you're failing a lot of the time, correcting course and trying to, sticking with things that have been working for you and just kind of failing your way to success, really, if you want to call it that. So I want to ask you, how do you know or how do you decide what to do in a day if you're trying a whole bunch of new things? An example I can think of is I had what I thought was a really great idea of building a website, a lead generation website for a coaching program that I'm doing right now. And we put a whole bunch of time into this website. We designed it, we made it look great. I even created some content for it. And I realized after probably spending about 5 or 6 hours total on this thing that it was a terrible idea and I shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. And it's kind of hard to look back at that and go, man, I really wish I didn't do that. Like I wasted a lot of time. Having said that, I now know that that's a path I shouldn't be taking anymore. It's a strategy I'm no longer going to do. I won't get into the details of what we were trying to do, but you get the idea. I'm sure you've seen this before. You come up with ideas either to grow your business or to support your customers better or whatever, and they're just not working out, so you got to scrap it and try something new. How do you actually deal with this? And the reason I'm asking is right now I've got about 4 or 5 different things that I'm working on right now that'll help me expand my business and branch it out to to find a bigger customer base. One of those things is I've put together a talk and I've packaged it up in such a way that I can send it off to different associations and agencies and government programs, and I can come in as a speaker and talk about what I'm good at. And hopefully the idea there is brand myself as an expert, find new customers, and so on. What I did in this case was as quickly as possible I put together a talk outline. And I tried to I got it done yesterday in less than half a day. And I put it together in a way that I could package it up and now I can just start mailing it out. I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but what I kind of liked about the process was that I took an idea, I implemented it as quickly as possible. I didn't really worry about getting it perfect, I just did it. And I'm going to start mailing it out and see what kind of response I get. If people call me back, go, hey, your talk looks really cool, I'd like to book you, I know I'm on the right track. If I get no response whatsoever, I might need to try sending it to them a different way, maybe mail versus email, maybe going in and hand delivering it to different associations. Maybe I get some bites that way. I really don't know how the whole thing is going to pan out, but again, what I did like about it was it didn't take me a whole lot of time to implement it. And now today I can spend some additional time doing some other ideas that we've kind of had brewing and we wanted to try. So my conversation piece, or my question for you is, if you have a whole bunch of different ideas kind of stirring around in your head, how do you decide which one you're going to pick to implement? And I'm especially talking about growing a business, right? Getting that next customer, increasing that revenue can be a major, probably the most important thing to a new business owner. You need that next deal, you need that revenue, that cash income, so you can keep your business going. And if you've got 10 or 12 different things you want to try, and maybe only 1 or 2 of them is going to work, how do you decide what you're going to do? And when do you know that the idea you've picked is maybe the wrong one? And when do you know if it's the right one? Like, how much success do you need to know that I got to keep this one thing going? Maybe it's a Facebook ad campaign, or maybe it's doing those talks that I was kind of referring to earlier. How do you decide how you're going to spend your day, how you're going to spend your time, and when do you know that you've kind of hit something? When do you know when you've missed something? I'd love to get your input, love to get your advice, and I look forward to hearing from you.